Hello, go ahead and get the warm-up sheet here from the Daily Digest. You're going to try that and then watch this Ed puzzle to check your work. Go ahead and do that first. Pause the video. Okay, when we're listing our coordinates, remember we always start at the origin. This direction is the positive numbers here, and negative numbers go to the left, and the same positive numbers go up to the top, and negative numbers go down to the bottom. So, but look at that. Look when I put my numbers there. What do we notice? Look how there's a 10 at the end. What is this grid counting by? This grid is counting by 2s. So we need to fix that here. So let's erase those numbers. Right? If you made a mistake with yours, just go ahead and fix it. I know it was easy to do. And let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10. Same here. -2, -4, -6, -8. And the same this way. So once we have our coordinates, whoops, not 7, 8, let's go ahead and check your points. So point C there is located, we're going to go over to 2, up to 2. So we would write it as 2, comma 2. Make sure you have yours in parentheses. Go ahead and check the next few that I have on mine. So for point H, see how it's sort of in between there? This one would be -9, and it's also in between 4 and 6, so -9, -5. B would be -2 and 6. E would be 8 and -4. Number 5, G would be -4, -2. What did you get when you listed the coordinates for F? For F here, you should have gotten 4, +4, and we went down to -9. Okay, down below we needed to tell the quadrants. So remember for my quadrants, I have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I had 15 and -12, you don't have to plot it, just sort of visualize it. We're going over 15 spaces positive and down -12. So it'd be somewhere down in this world. So it'd be in quadrant 4. -9, +17. We're going over to negative, up to positive. It'd be in quadrant 2. 11, positive and positive is quadrant 1. Negative and negative is quadrant 3. Positive and then negative is going to be quadrant 4. Negative and negative we know is quadrant 3. Positive and positive, quadrant 1. Negative and negative, quadrant 3. And what did you get for number 17 here? What quadrant is that in? You should have gotten, since it was a negative and a positive, quadrant 2. Let's take a look where you plotted your points here. So again, this one is counting by 2s. So check your number line, make sure you count it by 2s, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and same in the negative direction. Check yours there. So if I have +8, -4, it's going to be down here. Make sure that you label it point I when you plot it. Okay, check K was a negative and a positive, and J, negative and a negative. For point L, it's a positive and a positive, so point L, check up here. For M, it's a -5 and -9, so we're going to come down here for M. For M, N, it's a positive and a positive, and it's going to be in between there. Check yours. For O, -4, +3 for O. And for P, tell me what quadrant is P in? What quadrant would P be in? You should have plotted P down here in quadrant 4. Okay, now that we're finished checking the warm-up, I want to review a couple questions from the homework. This is one that I saw that we had some trouble with. So remember, these are two-step functions. So you need to follow your PEMDAS and you need to show your work. What is Mrs. Feynman always looking for? Showing your work. So you're going to write the rule down and then you're going to plug in. So if x is -5, we're going to plug in 3 times -5 minus 8. Follow PEMDAS. This would be -15 minus 8. Remember, a negative minus a negative, I'm going further in debt. So we would get -23 here. So for each of these, you need, so we're going to plug in that 0 now. So again, I'm going to write down my rule. I'm going to plug in that 0. Okay, now you go ahead and tell me when you plug in 0, what do you get here? 0 minus 8, this should give us -8. Okay, let's do the same for 5. So each time you're writing the rule and you're going to plug it in. So 3 times 5 minus 8, 15 minus 8 here, you should get 7. You try the last one. Tell me what you get when you plug in 10. When you plugged in 10, you should get 22 there. Look how much work I did for one question. This is what I'm looking for on your test, that you're showing me this much work. Here's another question from the math space I saw we had some trouble with. So you're going to take a look and see what your x is. And again, you're going to plug it into your rule. So let's write your rule down, and then you're going to plug it in. So y equals -2 over 4. Don't forget, you need to simplify it. So this simplifies down to -1/2. Let's do the same now for 0. So each time you're going to rewrite the rule and you're going to plug in. Anything divided by 0 equals 0. Anything divided by 0 equals 0. Okay, now for the next one, you try it, tell me what you get. You should have gotten 1/2 for that one. And let's try the last one. So each time I'm rewriting the rule before I plug it in. This is what I should see on your scrap paper. I should see you rewriting it each time. If Mrs. Feynman can do it 5 times in a day, you can do it once. Another question we had some trouble with was our lines of symmetry. So if we have a rectangle, remember, lines of symmetry mean where you can divide that shape and have 2 equal halves. So I can divide it this way. I can divide it this way. If I try to divide on my Diagonals, look what's going to happen. They do not match. So how many lines of symmetry does a rectangle have? 2 lines of symmetry. Okay, you guys are going to go back to the Daily Digest and get a copy of the study guide. When you finish the first page, you're going to start on the second one here. Once you finish both pages of the study guide, submit it to Canvas. And then what you're going to do is this graphing battleship. So these are your ships here. So your battleship is 5 points. So what you're going to do is wherever you want, these are your ships and your opponent's shots. So you can put your boat wherever you want. If it's 5 points, you just need to connect it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can sort of connect around it to draw like a little boat. Your destroyer, right? You can make it cross over your axes if you want, but if it's a 4-pointer, draw 4 points. Submarine, 3 points. And your patrol boat is 2 points. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work in a breakout room with a partner. And if I had Miss Kessel as my partner and she gave me the coordinates of 1, 1, I would say, oh, Miss Kessel, 1, 1, you have a hit. So I'm going to mark it off on my boat there. If she misses, I'm going to say miss, but I'm going to mark, like maybe she said 1, 3, and I'm going to say miss. And I'm going to put a little X here so I can track her shots. And then I'm going to shoot at her boats and record where I shoot here to try to sink her ships. So when you finish the study guide, let me know or the substitute know, and you're going to work in a breakout room on this battleship. You don't have to submit this. This one's just for fun. Okay, thanks for watching.